We arrived in Bogota in the middle of the night or early morning of January 5th, which was a Saturday. We pretty much slept the entire day away, but got to see a bit of the neighborhood later in the afternoon. Our hotel room was on the fourth floor of a residential building. We were not too sure about any of it at first. Our first Colombian cycling experience came on Sunday, January 6th. We had the chance to explore parts of Bogota via the extensive network of bike lanes. Sunday is also the day of Ciclovia, where many major roads are closed to motorized traffic so people can ride their bikes. We spent another day in Bogota Monday. My daughter Jennifer, who was on a layover through her work, met up with us and showed us around the historic center of the city. Left our hotel Tuesday morning, intent on reaching the town of La Vega. We barely knew how to get out of the city. for breakfast.
And coffee. Lots of coffee. A big coffee.
Oh, no thanks. We already ate. The ride stayed easy and flat for quite some time. But then, first ever so slightly, we were climbing our first major hill. Someone was looking out for us to make sure we both got up the hill safely.
So we're facing our first serious uphill challenge in Colombia, and we don't know how much further up it's gonna go. So far I've been riding it and I've been helping Barbara with hers because she's got a little bit of a cold, so that doesn't help. Just pushing the bike up the hill, that's all. Bogota is over to the right there, eh? Can't really see it anymore. There's always a reward for climbing hills, which is going down.
Hola.
The descent was fast and sweet. In 10 minutes we probably covered as much distance as the rest of the day. The views along the way were simply amazing. We found a hotel just before dark. We started the day with making instant coffee prepared in our room with our homemade stove. Later, we met up with our new friends for breakfast. Our goal for the day was to make it to Jeta, another town 25 kilometers down the road. It was going to be an easy ride, they kept telling us, mostly downhill. After enjoying a fairly easy ride for some time, we had to ascend some serious hills too. We did it in teamwork fashion.
Almost made it. A little waterfall here. Pretty neat. Yeah, we did 15 kilometers or so since La Vega, and we have all these huge tall cliffs here, and they're unstable, and that's why I want to get out of this danger zone. Barbara is back there somewhere. I'm gonna help her. She's probably pushing her bike by now. It looks like it'll go down after that. Ding.
I'm exhausted.
So we made it to Jeta today. It was supposed to be an easy ride, mostly downhill, and what it turned out is that for most of the days we were actually going uphill, because that's usually always the slow part. We found a hotel which is pretty nice. Well, it's simple, but you know, we're on a budget, so it's all good. We're going to take a rest day tomorrow, and this room only costs us roughly $15 per night, so it's a really sweet deal. And yeah, we had a rough day, but we're happy. This is a beautiful place.
We're just going for breakfast.
Our breakfast in Jeta did not disappoint. And yes, we were on a rest day, but we had to explore this little town.
Get the food in. It's like
Finally enjoying the food in the Jeta. Guten Morgen, good morning, buen dia. We just left Hotel Tampico and now we're in the street waiting for the rain to subside so we can ride to the next little town, Guaduas. It's only about 35 kilometers, but it's gonna be plenty because there'll be hills.
We left Jeta not being sure about which way was the right one. But why ask someone when you're smart enough to figure it out? Well, this was how we climbed our first serious hill of the day in the wrong direction. At least coasting back into town afterward was easy.
Up and on us. It's about 9:30 here in Colombia. We just left Jeta, but we just spent a better half of more than, I want to say, half hour going uphill to know that we were going backwards. Not the right way, I mean. So now we just climbed another half-hour hill and we're at the top of it, and we are going this way to Guadua. And you can see the truck traffic is enormous here. You know, this is the space we're going to travel on. Yeah, it's not bad shoulder. And there you go. See what I mean? Yep. Catch you later.
Look at them impatient guys.
Quizá de la barra algo se pueda sacar. Y es que parece que hacer música de vagos. Y si no compensa, pues trabajas de verdad.
The 35 kilometers that we planned to go today, they're going to take us all day. And this is a crazy road. See the buses, the cars, they're passing. Even though there's a solid double line, there's no passing here, but they do it anyways. We have to be careful, that's all.
We never made it to Guadua that day, but we found a good place to stay up in the mountains. We were slow the next morning, but after a good breakfast we hit the road. Could we make it to La Dorada in one day? We had no idea.
Well, let's go.
place we had stopped at isn't really on any map, but it turned out to be a busy place, especially for truckers.
We're in Guadua and we just ate a good breakfast, and now we're going to look for some groceries, and then we're going on La Ruta del Sol, and we're being told it's all flat.
By the time we were ready to get back on our bikes, traffic was crazy through this town.
Came out of Guaduas, and now we were told this road was going to be all level, all flat, but just to get out of the town now we got a kilometer and a half or so, pretty steep climb actually. I was slowed down right to 6 kilometers an hour and had to help Barbara push. I think it's going to level out after that, and we're probably going to have some easy riding.
So this is George. He's fixing my flat tire. So what was the problem with the tire?
Something from a plant.
We had a whole lot of fun on a descent, didn't we? It took us like how many minutes to come down that hill? Oh, the sights were spectacular.
These pumps are small, but they're handy. And by the way, you can buy them at Dollarama.
Well, we don't have very much fancy gear here, do we?
No.
We've got our whole, turning over this way, our bedroom. Our kitchen is up front. George's panniers here, as you can see, there's 4. So yeah, do you need all this stuff? Well, I guess not. I saw a group of cyclists with a tiny, tiny little bag and a set of clothes, and that was it. I kept looking at them. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe we're overloaded, but maybe not.
We almost ran out of daylight in the middle of nowhere when we finally made it to a hotel and restaurant. Nothing fancy at all, but just what we needed. We were up early Sunday and hit the road after a small snack and coffee.
We got 8 kilometers, by the way. We got an early start this morning. We're only planning about 20 kilometers to get a rest day tomorrow.
I'm gonna take a break at number.
We're not too far from our turn off to La Dorada, and it's only maybe 9:15, 9:20, so we're getting the hang of this. We get an early starts in the morning so we don't get the worst of the sunlight, because we're still not used to it. We're still peeling and burning. But
Coming off the toll highway, we had to adapt to traffic once again.
Hey, we could stay here.
This place outright rejected us. Oh well. We now had to cross the river into the actual town of La Dorada.
Sígame.
The hotel, Portal Dorada, was a real treat compared to the more simple ones we've stayed at. Even a breakfast was included. We took it for 2 nights. We spent a great afternoon and evening exploring La Dorada. We did a lot of walking on our rest day in La Dorada. Enjoyed the local food and also took care of some maintenance on our bikes.
Barbara and Barbara heaven.
Oh yeah.
Good looking ice cream.
Oh, it is.
We got coffee. And I got ice cream too.
Yeah, at night you don't want to disappear in dark spaces. Well, we're in the park and it's all lit up, so just to retract my paranoia.
Today, we left La Dorada with a vague route plan.
La Dorada, and the first 8 kilometers was a little tricky because of the narrow shoulder and the heavy traffic. But now we're back on the highway and it looks like this.
It is crucial to stay well hydrated and nourished.
We just had a little snack here to get out of the sun and to enjoy the good food. You're all ready?
Yeah.
The temperature went well above 35 Celsius early in the day. We were wearing long sleeve shirts to protect us from the sun. We dealt with the heat by taking breaks. end of the day, we had ridden over 70 kilometers. We celebrated with a big meal at the hotel we found near Puerto Boyaca. We got up really early once again to beat the heat and perhaps traffic? Not a chance. Riding on the narrow shoulder of the two-lane didn't feel very safe, but there was an untouched, paved roadway just to our left.
It's kind of, it's only 10 something in the morning and we did our 40 kilometers or so, and we are basically done for the day. We just have to check out the town, finish our Coke, and then find a place to stay.
We found an inexpensive guest house on the edge of town. It even had AC and excellent Wi-Fi.
Okay, we started at Bogota, and I'm going to show you where we're going. Where we've been, first of all along here. Up here. And remember La Dorada? Up there, sorry about the gloss. You can see to Santa Marta at the top here.
We later walked into town to eat supper and shop for groceries. There's no bridge across the Magdalena River at Puerto Servies, but a ferry moves traffic across.
Okay, so I guess he's going downstream just a little. Getting ready for her supper.
And I'm hot, but that's not a bad thing.
We're running in the we're sitting in the shade, so it's a little better now.
We enjoyed a quiet night in Puerto Servies. We now had put the mountains behind us and were on more or less flat terrain. Was the rest of the journey going to be a walk in the park? Thank you for watching, and please check back for episode 2 of our journey to Santa Marta.